Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the first Heritage Buster update, so it's also going to be a little bit of a longer one, mostly because this is also going to explain how this functions, how this works, and will serve as a reference video for anybody who is curious on how our weekly updates are created, what we do as part of this, how you can also look up the information that we have curated for you. So, I think, where do we begin? I think first off, I think we have to start with our website. So let me just switch to desktop. Okay, so this is our website right here. This is a Google site. So if you go https://sites.google.com/view/heritage-busters. This is our website. This is where you will find any of the updates, any of the information that you want about us. What important pieces of information are here? First of all, if you're interested in finding out who has been contributing and volunteering, you can find out who is running, so myself and Leilani Wong, and then volunteers rotate hopefully fairly frequently. For now, we have this cohort of volunteers. You can go check that out. Our videos, which if you're already seeing this video, you already know how to get there, but if you go to podcasts, you have a link to the YouTube. We'll also upload the playlist of the videos for the regular updates. But importantly, for all of the videos that we produce for our news updates, these will use the fact sheets. So fact sheets can be found on this tab at the top here. Here you have direct access to see the fact sheets. You can access them according to the date of the publication of the fact sheet. You can also note that if you want to contribute to the fact sheets, if you're not a volunteer and you want to contribute, you can go to the contribute button and you can share your news directly in this form, or you can email us at heritagebusters@gmail.com. So, fact sheets, how did they work? How can you take a look through the information that is there? Because, right, everything that I'm putting on the videos for YouTube is not everything that is going to be located in the fact sheet. So let's open one up and take a look. So this is a fact sheet, and let me switch. No, I think we'll keep it with this account for now. This is, and the format will change in future videos. So we will have a table of contents as the first document tab on the left-hand side of your screen. But on the document tabs, you can find every single fact sheet that has been created within the period of roughly 1 to 2 weeks. And it has all of the opportunities in chronological order, and what you can note is that any of the ones that are marked X1, X2, X3 means that these events have already passed and we're reporting on something that has already happened. Anything that is 1, 2, 3 without the X, this is again chronological order of events when they're happening. You'll also note that each of these has noted that these have gone for review with the people who are directly working on Heritage Busters. That is a team of 2. And then it also credits the volunteer who has put together this particular fact sheet, and also provides information on when they submitted. So we will upload and update the fact sheets as quickly as possible, so you can also see when this information was available. In the fact sheet, you can find the short title of that particular event or opportunity, the main URL, so where you can find more information, then what type of thing this is. It could be an opportunity, could be related to academic work or universities, conferences, and events, institutions and organizations, galleries, libraries, archives, and museums, policy and legislation, minority relevant news, environmental news, or other. So the categories can change and expand as we go along, but for now, these are the ones that we have. We also provide the world regions. We have stuck with the UNESCO world regions. So if you don't know what those divisions are, we can try and clarify that again in another video. Then below, we then have a more detailed news summary. So providing deadline with some keywords, a summary of the actual event, the target audience, so who is this for, the organizers of that particular event or conference, where to find this event, right? When submissions are due or when deadlines are due for that particular thing, how much it might cost, and then any actions that need to be taken to do that specific thing. Each of the fact sheets will provide basically the same information. So you will be able to quickly find all of, like a quick summary of the information that anyway could be found on the main URL, but keeps it, all of these different opportunities summarized in easy to search manner. You can, of course, in the document, you can do a search function, find in the document if you're looking for something on, let's say, Korea. So now we can jump one event in South Korea for this particular one, and then maybe we want to do something on museum. There we go. So paid internship at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture is an opportunity that is marked here. So you can search through the document, you can find the different keywords that are important to you and potentially find information not only in this fact sheet, but in our future fact sheets. Finally, the last thing I would mention as a starter to what we're doing here is the tabs here are marked with a little video film symbol on the side here. This means that these particular items are going to be the ones that are going to be broadcasted or have been broadcasted already on our channel, which means that if you go through this document, you have a very quick idea of which ones were already talked about in the video, which in this case is the video that you will see, is the rest of the video that you'll be listening to now. And then the other opportunities that were not selected is not because they're not worthy or newsworthy, but we prioritize on a few different bases. Number one is timeliness, which is why you can see the news items 1 through 5 are all items that we want to put forward first because they have more current deadlines. Additionally, there were some fact sheets that had some barriers to entry that are a little bit more difficult for young and emerging professionals. And then there's also some very, very niche items that may not actually have a full relevance to what we're trying to achieve for culture and heritage. But in the end, we try to make sure that all of the fact sheets that are produced by our volunteers are shared to a degree on our public access, so that you also have access to other topics that may be of interest to you. So that summary on how the fact sheets work, I think what we'll do now is we're going to switch back to our schedule. So this is our schedule for today in terms of what we are looking at for news items. The one that we will start with first is the synthesis of a colloquium that was held at the Université Gaston Berger de Saint-Louis. So this is located in Saint-Louis, Senegal. This was a colloquium that happened, let's see, well, we're just going to switch again to the desktop. So this was kindly shared to us by a external contributor. We can thank Mr. Soyabou Fall for this. The document is in French, so for those French francophone speakers, this will be potentially interesting for you if you're interested in the topic of their conference, which, as you can see here, is Chez toi, chez nous en Afrique, configuration, interprétation et transformation. Interesting topics, interesting discussions. I encourage those who are interested, especially in the academia context, conferences context. They discuss post-colonial imagery and understanding of Africa, cultural decolonialization, and again, those who are interested can take a look. This was held, the conference, was held from the 28th and the 29th of April. And again, I would recommend those interested to go and check it out. So let's switch back to our second item here, which is the European Heritage Hub opportunities of the week. And this is just to switch back to our desktop here. European Heritage Hub is an EU-funded project, essentially, and we'll cover it a little bit. But EU Heritage Hub does post opportunities of the week. So, in a very similar way that we do here at Heritage Busters, or we will attempt to do, is we will try and provide a certain amount of access and quick information on where you can find opportunities, and so you can come check out the opportunities of the week that European Heritage Hub is providing. Again, the actual Heritage Hub posts regular opportunities that is focused on heritage actors and initiatives across Europe to support green, digital, and social transformations for our society. So very much European-based, but a lot of different opportunities that you can potentially look at and apply for. Going back to our schedule here, we go next to an event which is coming up quite quickly, which is called Veru. It's item number 3, and we're going to switch back here. So Veru is a micro-regional heritage confluence bringing together practitioners, researchers, and communities to co-create and co-curate narratives rooted in Kerala, which is a state in India, their natural, cultural, and built heritage. And so we can take a look at their event Linktree. They have exhibitions on the 2nd and 3rd of May, the schedule, registration form. I believe the registration, let's just check. The deadline for registration was the 30th of April, but I was informed that you can still register in person if you wish to go. So again, if you are interested, if you are in, I believe, Fort Kochi, so there's a handful of information that would be very useful, but where is it located? The David Hall Gallery, Fort Kochi, Ernakulam, Kerala, India. Open to participation, voluntary contributions are encouraged, and sponsorships and collaborations opportunities are available, which is great. So if you're in the area, I've visited very recently. I think it would be great to check it out. Again, you can register and participate at the links that are in the form here. And then I believe as well in the main URL that's located here. Wonderful. So we go next to the European Cultural Heritage Summit 2026 in Nicosia, which let's go ahead and open that up on the other screen. So this would be the organized by Europa Nostra. This would be held from the 26th to the 30th of May. And you can, of course, take a look at the full information on the multiple days of events. But in our summary that has been provided by our volunteer, we can note a few things. First of all, it's going to be located in Cyprus. When from the 26th to the 30th of May, it does cost depending on it costs a certain amount depending on the event you register for. Of course, you would have to go and be on location in Cyprus for any visits. If you're there for Excellence Day, for the welcome reception, or for the various ceremonies, but all of this can be found on the website for more information. The motto of the event is Heritage as the Soul of Mare Nostrum. The summit will explore the geopolitical, societal, and environmental relevance of heritage in Europe and in the wider Mediterranean. So, again, for those who are interested on this particular topic, I recommend that you check it out. The next one may not be fully relevant to all emerging and young heritage professionals, but is still an interesting opportunity to point out, especially for those who have finished their masters or are wishing to pursue a little bit more academic work, is the Heritur PhD vacancies. And what we'll show here is that Heritur is a Marie Curie Actions doctoral network that examines how culture, heritage, and tourism sectors can collaborate more effectively to address shared challenges and reduce the negative impacts of tourism. This is done across a number of institutions across a number of countries, as you can note up here, and all of the vacancies can be located down below in the linked page. So each of them are associated with a specific number. If, for example, we go down to position DC10, Heritage and Tourism and Small-Scale Insular and Geographically Remote Communities, application deadline 30th of April. So this particular application has gone by us. Same with these other two opportunities, but there's a few that are still open, at least for a few days. So the University of Granada and others have still some open availabilities. So if you catch this video before the opportunities pass, then we recommend that you check it out if this is something that is of interest to you. Again, the target audience is very much for potential PhD candidates focused in the fields of heritage and culture, sustainable tourism management, and governance. And again, our fact sheet provides the brief summary of the collaboration between the universities, where these are located, and when these positions happen. This leads us to our next opportunity, which is titled Climate Change and Living Heritage of Nepal's Mountain, Open Poster Competition for Nepali Artists. So this particular event, if I can pull it up on the screen, is supported, or at least was, it looks as if it is part of a UNESCO initiative. So this competition invites Nepali artists to visually explore the intersections of climate change and the intangible cultural heritage of Nepal's mountain regions. Deadlines extended until the 12th of May 2026 and open to Nepali digital and traditional artists ranging from 18 to 40 years old, which fits right much into the young and emerging professionals. What we can note about this particular event is that participants are invited to submit original artwork under the Creative Commons license on one of the following sub-themes: the impact or fragility of the environment, including, for example, melting glaciers, erratic weather, or water scarcity, and then the resilience of how indigenous knowledge, traditional agriculture systems, and community-led mitigation measures provide a blueprint for adaptation. While this is open only for Nepali citizens, I know that at least through the work that I've done, there are many young professionals from Nepal who are very eager to protect their culture and heritage. So this is a very good opportunity to highlight, especially for amateur and or professional artists, students, and UNESCO Kathmandu. I have worked with colleagues at UNESCO Kathmandu for a few occasions. They're very much involved and they are very supportive in this type of work. So I definitely recommend, if you are from Nepal and that you want to participate in something like this, I definitely recommend doing so. It is an online submission, and again, it's going to happen on the 12th of May, so make sure to check out the website if you're interested. We then go next to the Australian World Heritage Arts Residency. This is, let me pull up now here, a residency opportunity for artists. Yes, we acknowledge that many traditional custodians of the country throughout Australia and honor their elders past and present. Yes, absolutely. We absolutely proceed and accept and understand that. That's very important. So, Australian World Heritage Residency, a residency opportunity for artists to visit Australian World Heritage sites and work towards a public reflection on their learnings. So, again, you can find all the information on the website and some summary on our fact sheets. Very importantly, the applications have already opened, but they close on the 12th of May, 2026, with a notification in late August if the applicants have been successful or not. We can also note that this is very much targeting the audience of practicing artists and Australian citizens or Australian permanent residents, individuals and groups who have worked in First Nations arts and culture, community arts and cultural development, etc., etc. There's a lot of opportunities here for those who are, again, early or mid-career, but Creative Australia is, of course, is organizing this across a number of World Heritage sites, which are listed, again, not only on their website, but on our fact sheet. The residency will be held for 1 year from September 2026 to 2027 with a grant of 50,000, I believe, Australian dollars. Again, go check it out. It seems very interesting, especially if you're living in and around Australia. Now, going back a little bit to the international level, there is an opportunity for the internship at ICOMOS World Heritage Evaluation Unit. This is a 6-month internship with the International Council of Monuments and Sites, ICOMOS, at their World Heritage Evaluation Specialist. Yes, they will answer to the World Heritage Evaluation Specialist and Operations Manager. This is most likely based in Paris, considering that the World Heritage Unit is based in Paris. Yes, fluency in English and French is important. Good writing skills in English and French, computer skills, etc., etc. Yes, and the location would be at ICOMOS International headquarters in France at the address that is located here. So this document has all of the information that you need, and of course the summary is also provided in our fact sheet. So again, please go check it out. The start time is going to be October 1st, 2026 with a relative flexibility, and the opportunity would happen for 6 months. Also important to note is that there would be an internship agreement would be required. It would be a full-time internship. Compensation would be provided by the legal minimum in France, and 50% reimbursement of public transport subscriptions, so the Navigo card and the ICOMOS card, which actually is great. So if you are based in Paris or you really, really desire to go and take a look at this internship, remember Paris is quite expensive, so you might struggle to find some accommodation. So if you're there, great. If not, you will really have to save up a little bit to stay there for the 6 months if you do get accepted. Then we move to number 9, managing multi-internationality designated areas, marked here as MIDAs, effectively a leadership program in South Korea. So if we looked at ICROM, we are now looking at ICOMOS. The organizers are a group of different actors. So the Global Research and Training Center for Internationally Designated Areas, ICRAM, IUCN, all through the World Heritage Leadership Program. This is very much focused on the enhancing our... There's a number of different pieces that are being done here. We can take a look at our fact sheet here, which shows that it focuses on the integrated management of sites that have multiple designations. So, for example, if it's World Heritage, if it's also a biosphere reserve protected under another convention, I have so many tabs open. Give me a second. So they mark here on their webpage that, for example, it could be World Heritage properties that are designated maybe as biosphere reserves or UNESCO Global Geoparks or Ramsar sites. And so there's so many different management pieces, especially at that international level, that these trainings can potentially be very helpful. The foundation of the course will be focused on the Heritage Place approach to heritage management, which is also covered in part in the Enhancing Our Heritage Toolkit 2.0 approach. And they provide all of the manuals that they will look through, including the new World Heritage Management Manual, the Enhancing Our Heritage Toolkit, and then other publications on managing MIDAs. The case study is Jeju. If you get to go to Jeju, I recommend. I've heard only good things about Jeju. The target audience is heritage site managers, conservation professionals, and community members involved in sites with 2 or more designations. But again, we'll bring together 20 participants from the Republic of Korea or South Korea, Asia, and the Pacific and Africa. Only places that are designated under 2 or more international designations will be considered for this course. So while young and emerging professionals may not be in charge of a site as of yet, those who are doing career shifts, this might be something of interest to you, especially if you work on a site that has multiple designations. And then finally, the final piece of our new summary today is the call for papers mapping popular culture in South Asia. My goodness. All right, so give me a moment for everything to verify my security on the website. Yes, good. Okay. So this is a call for paper. Now, this particular one is a little bit further out, but usually call for papers take a little bit more time to prepare. So the deadline for this is the 10th of June, 2026. But what we can note, hold on, let me put it here. There we go. So proposes that issue 2 of the Cultural Currents Journal of South Asian Culture be dedicated to the theme Tracing Trends Mapping Popular Culture in South Asia. The SAARC Cultural Center, located in Colombo, aims to promote peace and unity in the region through various cultural activities and publications based on original research. And so there are many sub-themes that are part of mapping popular culture in South Asia. So identities, ideologies, themes, and interpretive frames, cultural histories of popular expression, symbols and icons, cultural movements, popular forms of everyday life, and all of this with specific article guidelines, with author profile guidelines, declarations. It's very well detailed out and fully understandable. But again, this cultural center located in Sri Lanka and supporting the regional unity between Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. With that, I think if there's anything else that we can note here. Yeah, again, 10th of June, so it's a little bit further out, but it gives anybody who is interested in writing anything for this particular fact sheet a little bit of time to do so. And very much focuses on the actual like methodological approach, like proper writing of articles reflecting on these key topics for the region of South Asia. So I think with that, we're good. So we covered all of the quick fact sheets and important information with important deadlines. Again, all of these can be found in our fact sheets with all of the dates and times set up. And of course, since this is our first time, this video was a little bit longer, but hopefully in our next videos, we'll just jump straight to the updates and news. So with that, thank you very much. And we now return control of your digital device. Until next time, stay informed.